So today we shall discuss about the another endocrine chapter, that is corticosteroid. And at corticosteroid, as we know, that it is synthesized from the adrenal gland cortex, and that secretes the steroidal hormones which have glucocorticoid, mineralocorticoid, and weakly androgenic activities. So corticosteroids are mainly glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids, and sex steroids are called having androgenic activities. So conventionally, the term corticosteroid or corticoid includes natural glucose and mineralocorticoids and their synthetic analogs. And by the middle of 19th century, it was demonstrated that adrenal glands were essential for life, and later it was appreciated that the cortex was more important than the medulla. A number of steroidal active principles were isolated, and their chemical structures were illustrated by Kendall in the 1930s, and few co-workers helped him. But the gate to their great therapeutic potential was opened by Hench, who obtained striking relief in rheumatoid arthritis by using cortisone. So, corticosteroid was proved to be a very good effective agent. Relieved the pain dramatically in the patients of rheumatoid arthritis, and that's why the Nobel Prize was awarded very year to the Kendall and Hench, okay, in the 1950. So this is the adrenal gland, and when we have stress, any kind of stress, then there is activation of this adrenal gland. So that's why it is essential for our survival of life in life. So adrenal gland, it has cortex and medulla. From the cortex, we have glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid are synthesized, and from the medulla we know that adrenaline is synthesized. And this adrenal gland, there, how much the cortex will produce these glucocorticoids, that is dependent on the ACTH release from the anterior pituitary. Okay, so ACTH from the anterior pituitary, that increase the synthesis of this glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid. And epinephrine synthesis is not dependent on this ACTH. Medulla is independent of this ACTH action, but when there is hypotension, when there is body demands more fluid preservation, this epinephrine is synthesized in excess, and that's why there is increased heart rate, breathing rate, and blood sugar. But the glucocorticoids, on the other hand, they mainly help in utilization of the glucose properly, and that's why there is increased liver hepatic glucose output. So this is the physiological regulation mechanism of glucocorticoids. So as I discussed in thyroid, here in place of thyroid there is adrenal gland. So hypothalamus pituitary adrenal gland axis. From hypothalamus there is an hormone that is called corticotropin releasing hormone that increases the synthesis of ACTH from the anterior pituitary. ACTH is adrenocorticotrophic hormone. Adrenocorticotrophic hormone is synthesized by anterior pituitary, and corticotropin releasing hormone is synthesized by the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus increase the CRH release. CRH release increase the ACTH release from the anterior pituitary, that will act on the adrenal cortex, and there is synthesis of this glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid. Glucocorticoid, mineralocorticoid, as per the name suggests, glucocorticoid means the steroids which are influencing the glucose metabolism as well as fat and carbohydrate metabolism. So the agents which influence the glucose metabolism as well as take part in the anti-inflammatory function, anti-inflammatory, they are called glucocorticoids. And the agents which are mainly influencing the balance of the minerals as well as water, they are called mineralocorticoids. Okay, so adrenal cortex, upon the ACTH action, there is increase in this of the both glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid, and the hydrocortisone is one of the glucocorticoid, and when this is released, they give negative feedback effect on the anterior pituitary and hypothalamus. That's why increased hydrocortisone secretion, that is the glucocorticoid, as well as we have an mineralocorticoid that is called aldosterone. So aldosterone and hydrocortisone, mainly hydrocortisone, they exert negative feedback effect on the anterior pituitary. So there is decreased release of ACTH, and also in hypothalamus there is decreased release of the CRH when hydrocortisone are adequate or in excess. But when hydrocortisone is low, then there is absence of this negative feedback. So then CRH and ACTH release is high. So thus body tries to make as much as hydrocortisone as possible. Okay. So this is the negative feedback effect, just like thyroid. Here in place of thyroid hormone there is glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid, but both exert negative feedback effect on the anterior pituitary as well as hypothalamus. ACTH released from the anterior pituitary, and this is a hormone which can be used in diagnosis of the adrenal insufficiency. Adrenal insufficiency means when the body cannot secrete adequate amount of the adrenal gland hormones. There is no glucocorticoid, mineralocorticoid hormone is not synthesized properly. Then to detect the cause of this adrenal insufficiency, ACTH is used. So what can be the cause of adrenal insufficiency? Either it can be adrenal failure or it can be pituitary failure or hypothalamic failure, central cause. So ACTH is a hormone that will increase the adrenal gland synthesis of the corticosteroid. So if ACTH is given but there is still there is no increase in the glucocorticoid activity, then we can call it we can assume that it is a failure of adrenal gland. That's why despite giving ACTH it is not improving. But if ACTH injection increases the glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid synthesis, then we can tell that it is actually pituitary failure. That's why pituitary cannot synthesize much ACTH, and that's why there is decreased production of glucocorticoid by the adrenal gland. So to differentiate this cause of adrenal insufficiency, we use ACTH for the diagnostic purpose. Okay. And also in Cushing syndrome, that is a theoretical use but not used practically actually. So in Cushing syndrome, so adrenal insufficiency means there is lack of the adrenal gland hormones, but in Cushing syndrome means there is excess of the glucocorticoids. So when there is Cushing syndrome, there is increased release of the glucocorticoids that will decrease the ACTH production. Okay. And often there is when glucocorticoid is too much excess, then ACTH production is very less. But in some cases, in malignancy actually, there is, or sometimes it is been seen that ACTH release is increased. That's why there is increased release of the